Welcome. We are so excited to see y'all here today. Happy New Year. That is actually the conversation that we're going to be having today. Welcome. We are Genetic Edge Coaching, and we are so excited to have you joining us on this live as we talk about what's happening in the world of behavioral genetics. So I'm going to start things off today. My name is Kimberly Jurgen. Welcome. I'm one of the founders. And I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. And I just want to see, like a show of hands, how many of you have set a resolution that didn't last past January?
In my life, yes.
In your lifetime ever? Yes. Oh my goodness, we've got some stick to it people. Nice. Okay. So know that you are not alone. There was a survey done just last year that 23% of people quit their resolutions by the end of the first week. And then 43% who are still going stop by the end of January. So 2/3 of humans who set New Year's resolutions don't get outside of January with that resolution. Only 9% actually finish it by the end of the year and have still got it going. So I want you to know, though, the problem, it's not your willpower. It probably is how your brain and your body are wired. That's what it comes down to. So today we're going to talk about how to discover your unique genetic blueprint and how that's going to influence what motivates you, because that's what gets us to that finish line, is what's motivating you. And I'm going to show you how to use this knowledge so that we can set resolutions that are actually going to stick. And that is our goal today. So why do you think those resolutions didn't work for you in the past?
Oh, 100%. Most of mine were because I picked something that I thought was what I should do, not what I actually wanted to do.
For me, I'm super ambitious, and so I had like hundreds of them. Like, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and like eventually by the third or fourth week of January, I'm like, I'm not doing any of them. And then there was so much guilt and shame around it that eventually I stopped making New Year's resolutions, or that was my resolution for the entire year before January came around. And I'm like, I'm gonna do so many things, and then yeah, the cycle continues.
Probably nice. For me, I was selecting the wrong thing too, and just not finding what really would benefit me and make me feel fun and excited. So yeah, just doing what needed to be done, I guess.
Gotcha. Anybody else want to share? Awesome. Okay, cool. So know that motivation, it's not just about willpower. It's not just about putting in the effort. It is influenced by your biology, and specifically the way that your brain processes rewards and how you react to challenges. So the genetic differences in how your body is going to produce and respond to dopamine, because that is our reward chemical, that's going to play a major role in determining how you're going to approach these goals and what is going to keep you motivated. So let's just do a little refresher on what exactly is dopamine. It is that neurotransmitter that's going to make you feel rewarded when you accomplish something, whether it's finishing a task or hitting a milestone or achieving that big goal. And the way that your brain produces and responds to dopamine is particularly determined by your genes. So within your motivation, there is reward sensitivity. So some people have got a very strong response to those small, frequent rewards. This is like crossing items off of your to-do list. And variations in your COMT and your DRD2, those might make you more responsive to those small, frequent rewards. And that's going to be ideal for those habit-based goals. On the other side, there are folks who are motivated by those big, long-term achievements. And this might be like getting that degree, anything that's a big, major thing. And then the other side of that, so there's that reward sensitivity, but there is also your risk tolerance. And your genes are going to influence your comfort level with taking risks. So folks who have a certain DRD4 or an MAOA variant, You're going to thrive in those high stakes environments like entrepreneurship or competitive sports. But if you're one of those who is high risk individuals, then you're going to be setting those bold and ambitious goals, while those risk averse individuals might prefer those achievable incremental steps. So understanding how you are in both of these worlds is going to help you to know what are the goals that are going to see their way past January and get you all the way to December. So here are two quick examples of those different genetic motivations in action. So we've got Sarah, and she is energized by those quick wins. So she thrives on short-term challenges like completing a daily step goal on her fitness tracker. And her brain is going to reward her with those small dopamine hits every time she achieves that milestone. And that's what lights her up. And then we've got Alex. And Alex is motivated by long-term goals. So she prefers to work toward those major achievements, like preparing for a marathon or saving for a home. So her dopamine hits come from envisioning that big payoff. So just thinking about that goal gives her the hit. And there is no right or wrong way to be motivated. Your unique genetic blueprint is simply going to mean that you might approach goals differently than others. So if you have heard some guru telling you this is the way to do it, and you tried that and you gave it your all and it just didn't work, it is possibly because your genetic blueprint is different than that guru who had it work for them. So the key is to work with your natural tendencies instead of forcing that style that doesn't resonate with you. So I want you all to take a moment, just close your eyes and think about a goal that you have achieved in the past. Not necessarily a New Year's resolution, just any goal. And was it something small and satisfying in the moment, like organizing your desk? Or was it a big accomplishment that required months or years of effort, like getting that degree or launching a business? And hold on to that, and we're going to explore what that says about your motivation. All right, so there are, we're just going to talk about two specific motivational styles. And so I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to see if which way resonates for you. And keep in mind that your answers, they might be based on your DNA. They might be based on behavior that has been molded into you, or it could be a combination of the two. That's the nature nurture conversation that we love having as well. All right, so the first question is A, and write down your answers, A or B. Do you feel energized by ticking off those small tasks? Having that list and checking them off. Or B, do you like working toward that one big goal? Which one gives you the happy? And the next question, do you thrive on external rewards like praise from others, money, or is internal satisfaction what gives you that hit? Awesome. I see that note there. Your face is facing. Now, think about, do you enjoy that detailed plan? Do you like to have everything spelled out? Know all of the ins and outs, all of the I's dotted, all the T's crossed? Or do you like flexibility and spontaneity? Kara's face is facing again. So now look back at your answers and see, are you a quick rewards motivator person? Do you like those short-term goals, those small wins, those quick hits of dopamine? Or are you that big picture motivator? Is it the long-term goals, the delayed rewards, that you have that your internal satisfaction? You don't need all of those outside joys. So what did we discover? Anybody want to share?
I'll just go off right off the bat, Kimberly. I just finished a really big reflection before the year started, and now I'm right smack into another one. And it's fun and exciting. Oh my gosh. But I also it's so funny because just as Kara's face was facing, my face was facing, because honestly, for real, I'm such a middle ground person where I love the big goal and working towards the big goal, but I also love this quick wins. And so one of the things that I realized was I love those quick wins as long as each time I have a quick win, the difficulty level rises just a tad bit so that I can stretch just a tad bit and keep going so that it doesn't get boring, because if it gets boring, I stop doing it very quickly. I'm like, ugh, I want to do this again. Like, ugh, been there, done that kind of a person. But also that I love external, satisfaction where people are praising me. They're being like, wow, Madhurima, you're so amazing. And I'm like, I know. So once again, fun reflection. Didn't expect that going into this live, but here we are, I guess.
Beautiful.
My face was facing because I do habits. Like, I help people use and leverage neuroscience and leadership to build habits and make success sustainable and healthy. So I was like, I love little task dopamine hits. Like, that's my whole spicy jam. Give me another dopamine. Thank you very much. Does it also say, oh, I love it. Do it again. But in reflecting through this and asking those questions in that particular order, it made me realize that I really only love the small wins if they are aligned towards the big one. When I make tasks and lists and it's just a task of things that got to get did that day, I'm irritated. I didn't even realize I was irritated till I was reflecting. I was like, oh, we should stop doing that. So thank you for that.
You are welcome. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the stepping stones, getting those little ones to reach the bigger goal is definitely where I'm at too, because I love the bigger goal. And by getting there, if it's boring or it goes off a tangent, then then yeah, I need the little ones to keep me on track.
Awesome.
Well, in business, I've always been encouraged. Sorry, I've been playing with my video and I haven't a clue why it bounces around the way it does. So that would be one of my goals, is to figure this out. But I've always been encouraged to have a long view, but have shorter goals to show productivity in the meantime.
Awesome. But is that to meet somebody else's, like to make their dopamine go off, you have to do this, or does it make your dopamine go off?
That's a fair question. The frustration is when it's for someone else's dopamine.
Yes. So recognizing that, and that's where knowledge is power. And that's one of the things that I love so much about the more you understand yourself and where you are in alignment, then the better you can understand when somebody else is coming at you with something that's misaligned. So then how can you reshape that? So that, yes, you're going to give them their dopamine hit when you accomplish the thing the way they like it, but how do you do it in a way that still aligns with you, that doesn't force you to fit their mold?
Well, my Zoom overlord says I'm a much smaller person now.
Well, Paul, to me, you are not. You are larger than life. You are amazing. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not quite so small now. I don't understand this. All right.
Wait till he finds all the avatar stuff where you can put beards and mustaches on your face. Have fun, Paul.
Wow, I can do that with old photos.
Awesome. All right. Anybody else want to share thoughts?
Yeah, I know, like for me, uh, I'm a long-term person. Um, so I'll have each, you know, easier attainable goal in between. But for me, I get a dopamine boost when I like each of those step stones to make sure that that stepping stone is going for originally.
Excellent. So you were breaking up a little bit, but I got the gist of that, Victoria. Awesome.
Yeah, what I heard there was you're a long-term goal gal, and that's the spot. But aligning those stepping stones along the way, boy, when those stepping stones are right in the right path, I feel good though. Yeah.
And not just a random task list. Oh, I have to do laundry. I have to do this. I have to do that. That has nothing to do with reaching that goal. That's just a to-do. Yeah. Awesome. And that, Victoria, was going back to Kara. I don't know that those were your things. So fantastic. All right. So let's talk about how to choose the right goal type. So if you are a quick rewards motivator, you're going to want to focus on resolutions that are going to offer you those frequent milestones and rewards. And if you're that big picture motivator, you're going to want to create just one or two. I'm talking to you, Monterima. Only one or two large goals that have got that very clear end result and a timeline. So that where something like getting that degree, there is an end result to it. Not something random or vague. We want to get really specific.
I love that, because how often do we hear, your health should be a priority. So everybody's going to the gym every day now. Not that they've ever gone to the gym at all in the last 6 months, but now come New Year's, we're going to go to the gym every single day because somebody said that's how you get healthy. But that is the goal then, is to go to the gym every day, and you miss one day and now you failed at your goal, versus a long-term goal of getting healthy and figuring out what are the multitude. Are we drinking? Are we hydrating? Are we drinking? Are we hydrating? Are we sleeping? Are we eating things that nurture our body? Are we moving the meat suit so it doesn't seize up like a Tin Woodsman? Like, all of those things become a part of it. That totally tracks for me.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So now how do we make it sustainable so that we can get past January with it, where, like I said, 2/3 of people drop out by the end of January. 23% are going to be gone by next Wednesday. So how do we get there? Well, you want to build in habits that are going to reinforce your ideal motivational style. So, for example, if you are that quick rewards motivator, you might want to track your progress every day using a habit tracker. And that could be an app, or you can go old school with paper and pen or stickers. Whatever it is that's going to give you that hit. I'm sorry, but giving stickers to kids like as the reward thing, I don't know if that like created a nurture in me, but there is something about stickers. I love
gold
getting
stars
stickers.
specifically, right? There's like, get that gold star, you're like, oh, I did do it.
Exactly. Yes. All right. And then if you're that big picture, then you might want to create a vision board or do some long-term plan for yourself. So I want you to think now, and let's share how you're going to recognize and celebrate your wins in a way that's going to align with your motivational style. What's going to get you past January and all the way to December, or all the way to done if it's done sooner?
The doing the vision board. So I myself have, since doing our genetic course and finishing the build out and of all of that, I have moved entirely from vision boards to mind maps, and it aligns beautifully with this, right? So the big goal is the middle, but then all of the branches that come off of it are the little steps that I need for the ongoing dopamine release throughout the year to get me towards. And so using the tool that I already love the best, I can now actually succeed at my goals by, you mean leveraging the predispositions that I have already nurtured and then nurturing the ones I want to bring up. You understood the assignment.
Excellent. Any other celebrations that you're going to be adding that are going to match your style?
So easy.
Probably getting a couple of stickers because I love the idea of like, just putting stickers on stuff and being like, hey, I did a good job. Once again, sends me into a deep reflection. But at the same time, if it works, it works. Hey, yo.
Exactly. And I don't question it. I don't need to know why I necessarily get that dopamine hit from it. I don't care if it's nature or nurture.
Honestly, in my case, it's more nurture.
Winning.
I was such a teacher's pet. I was like, give me the stars. Give me it.
I am convinced that's why I'm so good at math, is because when I was in first grade, when we would do our math games, the teacher would give whoever won a lifesaver. A cherry lifesaver, which was my favorite.
Ooh.
Yes.
I was like, I'm in.
And yeah, you better believe I like flew across the board. I don't know if anybody else even competed. They were like, she's going for that lifesaver again. Why do I even
get out of her
try?
way?
Now, if college had given out lifesavers, I think I would have had a totally different experience. All right. Anyone else want to share about ways that you're going to be celebrating your wins?
I like nature photography, and lately I got into birds in flight. And they're but my way of celebrating is I'm online and Facebook with a bunch of my high school classmates. And so we're talking 50 years ago for me. And I put the pictures up with a little story. And it could be whimsical, it could be a little bit serious about the technique I used, whatever. But why did I go out and take pictures? And they started really getting into it this last year. And I sort of also use a start, stop, continue. And so this is a continue. I tried it, it seems to be working, so I'll keep doing it.
Love that.
Nice.
And the big win of getting better at taking pictures of bird in flight, and then the small wins of sharing each one that works, plus a little backstory. Plus the social hit.
I get outside and I walk, which I desperately need to do.
Always. Yeah, everyone needs it.
Beautiful.
That's a good stack goal.
But yeah, so it's short-term rewards, even though it's a long-term goal of being healthy and more mindful of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not talk about it in this, but the oxytocin you get from interacting with humans on social media is actually something that compounds with the dopamine reward center and like doubles down. So well done, you.
Thanks for bringing up oxytocin. Okay.
I love oxytocin.
We all do.
It's the love drug. That's why.
All right. So now I want you to think about your resolution. So what is one resolution that you can tweak based on your style?
Okay. I don't even know if it's going to tweak the goal, but in thinking about putting the mind map to all of the goals, so not just my personal goals, but the ones that my family are doing, long story short, my husband has taken on an aspect of where we are going this year so that it's off of my plate and it's on his, which makes a really good balance. And it's been a minute since he's really had to lean into this kind of structured growth pattern for multiple people. So having the mind map so that we can use that, because it can be expanded and contracted and you can jump off and come back and do things, will give him a visual format for tangible rewards. And since he's spicy like me and he needs that dopamine for his little spicy ADHD, ADD brain, that's going to be, wow, that's like a relationship hack. Thanks for that.
Beautiful.
Maybe that might be.
Anyone else want to share? Right. And those of you who are watching the replay on this, I encourage you to rewrite one of your New Year's resolutions so that it's going to better align with your motivational style. Share that with us in the comments. We always check those. And so we would love to hear and support and encourage you, give you that oxytocin and the dopamine hits. And just remember, your motivation, it is not about discipline. It's about alignment, being in harmony with your genes. Because when your goals match your natural tendencies, success will follow. And we know the science and the application. It can often feel overwhelming because there are so many different genes and variants that are involved in the dopamine and involved in the oxytocin and everything. We just talked about a couple of them today, but there are so many pieces to this puzzle that we can help you with that. So we invite you to join us to discover your genetic harmony. And a link is being dropped into the chat and into the comments there for Genetic Edge Coaching. And your resolutions, they can be as unique as your DNA. So make this the year that you achieve them. Get all the way past January to December or to done by working with, not against, your natural tendencies.
That's the shameless plug I would give us for the Genetic Harmony course. Is one of the things that's so different is we spent a year deep diving with a geneticist so that we could flip the script from illness to wellness. And anybody who has at all gone ever to a doctor knows that illness is the place where the mindset tends to go, because that's where it's been cultivated, how to manage the symptoms. But this course really allows you to look at it from a wellness perspective and leverage what are the tools, tricks, and hacks you can have now to start implementing health in a way that is continual and sustainable, and then every level of your life.
Thank you so much, Kara. And thank you all for joining us. Are there any last questions, comments, obscene remarks that you would like to share? I am so excited. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you all for watching at home or work or on the road or wherever you may be. And I am so excited for the resolutions that you will be accomplishing this year, now that you are in alignment with what really works for you, not just what you thought should work for you or have been told should work for you.
Oh, Happy New Year. Thank you, Paul and Victoria, for coming and doing this live with us.
Yeah. Paul, did you have something to share? I saw you unmuted.
Oh, no, just thank you very much for the session.
You're very welcome. And we will be back. We'll do these the first Friday of every month. For December, we did an every Friday December celebration, but our typical schedule is the first Friday of every month. So put that on your calendar to join us. And we cannot wait to see you and share even more with you as we go forward throughout this incredible year.
Happy 2025.
Yes.
Happy 2025. Happy New Year.
Oh.